he's certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away, maybe that's the way they should look at
it. And this carries into the end zone. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf, dude. That's bottom shelf material. That nearly picked. Second down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
As he releases it, and that throw incomplete. They were trying to go to Brown once again, and it's third down. Back to throw here. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now fourth down.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdown, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. Pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. It's a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. 38-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And it's tough to win games if you go field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They could get shot now because, as you noted, the field goal, doing it. More possession early now. They can get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the possession area.
Little chance. We'll see if they can get the score.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taking off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Jackson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On the ground, this is Jackson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw to Taylor. They'll pull it down. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it will still leave him with a 3rd down.
He was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 and 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Taylor. This can get it back. Taking down the right on.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Actually able to knock this one through. And a 2nd field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6. Chargers 6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. Now it's Wilson. He brings us out past the 20 to the 24. 1st and 10. And they're on the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before and realize it hasn't worked so well. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and get something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now he'll let it go on the run. Oh, this is coming in, and it's complete. And able to rip up a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And you get the pressure right. He's going. This is caught. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. And Charles, for this offense, we take a look at the draft class here. They were looking for a playmaker, and they found one on the outside.
And the way teams are throwing the football nowadays, you can't afford to skip.
It's the fullback taking it in. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with a smaller guy, turned to a little more power, they score.
And that has to warm the hearts of a lot of old school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Plays 75 yards, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. 25-yard line. The Chargers getting set to go. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high power. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Now Taylor on first down. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
3 scores down, not even at halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long. Now Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense off the offense, now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Tyler down and on his tie long to punt. Take it out of midfield low. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. 3 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started less than 1 month from tonight. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon God.
All right, Coach, thank you. We welcome everyone back for
Bobby J, you got the time clock wrong. I'm sorry. I meant to put 15 minutes. Okay, fix it for the next time. Next time it will be fixed, boss. I hope so.
number 3. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. Take it in the end zone. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. Taylor and the Chargers come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Caught by Jackson. And we'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he's going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down at the 30-yard line.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Taylor looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out into open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Ty Long now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get him back, he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jerry Tillerith, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, it's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
On 1st down, it dropped to throw. He'll find his man on the outside. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
I like the design of that play, or shall I say the way it ended up. Quarterback ends up to the right side. You know, it gets outside of the pocket. How about the tight end staying in his sight line and getting to that same part of the field, and they find each other for the completion.
Down at the Chargers 30. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Back to throw now, 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on to the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range, so now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
He's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Not really much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches just say, son, you could darn near lay down in the end zone and get in, but give me my best power running play with my best back right now. They're bringing us about right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll run forward Anderson. This is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. 1-yard gains are trending. The same result on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Stretch to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. Chargers 6. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That's about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
1st and 10. At their own 25 of football going back to the Rams now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this.
He said the Rams. They are the Chargers.
They need points.
Big time.
Taylor and the Chargers come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start here with Jackson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. That is a defensive end getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down. Taylor moving it in. Jackson left side. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun.
The snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on the clock for L.A. 7 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But let's have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get it.
He rushes one, it's intercepted. Let's go to rookie linebacker, Jake Murray. It's a big 6 on Charger TD. Big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 27-13. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man, Wilson. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28. First and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Dallas gets set to take the field. And Charles, you have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Not taking your advice, they'll throw first play. It's a short one there, complete to his tight end. And they get it down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now on first down. Would have really helped there, almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. Second down.
A lot of times, it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Chargers' 45-yard line. Give them 15 there. The Cowboys have a first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. But the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Forced out to his left. The turnover would have really helped there, almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 27-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
But that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They look to throw now. First down. He's going to go down. Backing up the 37-yard line.
Plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. No. 7th play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, incomplete, nearly the pick they needed. And a little luck one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
A 54-yard attempt. And they'll try and throw him for the fake. They would have been a weird field goal, but fake doesn't work out. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field with a shot. Poor punter. It wasn't his fault. But so, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
6-yard line. One quarter quarter remains here on a Sunday night, and that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. To throw again on second down. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll bring up what looks to be 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool it and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. 9 tackles left. And he's going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a first.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. It's like he's right there.
Well, you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
On first down, it's Taylor. He can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taylor sacked. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Another try after the first down sack. Complete to his receiver, Jennings. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
They're going to make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, they're just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Third and 2, now Taylor. That sets up the 1st and goal. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Operating from the gun. He's got touchdown. Darius Jennings there to make the grab. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
eventually on for the extra point. Good. We're drawing closer, but hold on just a second. Flag is down on the field. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. But, geez, the second half, they only have a field goal. This offense